Great time for the great time. I'm feeling great time. I feel like this great time is about to be a great time. I want to have a great time. I want to share my great time. I want to migrate to a great time if I'm not having a great time. I want to make a great time. I want to make it there in great time. I want to make sure I have such great time to tell all the great time. I remember this great time. I had a great time. All the way great time. It was all the way great time. Time is all the way great time. Think about great time. I'm just thinking, it's a great time. What a great time. A great time. A great time. A great time to migrate to a great time. What if I was in the great time when everybody had such a great time? Would migrate to a great time if it wasn't a great time? The great time. Oh, great time. All great time. Oh, in great time I was doing a great time. Who's making such a great time, said the great time. I said no great time such as my great time. My great time to my great, said the great time. The great time was a great time. The great time. The great time. The great time. I feel it all the same time. All the great minds. I don't want to say wrong as I. As wrong as I. If wrong was I couldn't say wrong was I. I'd be wrong as I. I haven't heard the sound of I since before I could I. I can see and I can all again, then again why? Because I'm in a great time. A great time. What is fine? The great time. Oh my, that's what we were talking about this time. The last time, the first time you met the great time. The elders talking, never falling, never mumbling. I heard every single word through the hallways, reverbed. Everything that I had heard, echoed and never stirred, echoed and never shared. Everything for sure. I must have said it to the pure. Wasn't that any myrrh? One myrrh for everyone who never had any myrrh. I'm about to do a one myrrh and never worry about it, no myrrh. I want to be there for one myrrh. I want to wear one myrrh. One myrrh. I'm not going to put on any one myrrh. One myrrh. I don't know what the great time was for one myrrh. Everybody in one myrrh wanted one myrrh. I wasn't here one myrrh. I must have missed it. One myrrh. Thing to say is one thing to do. One more reason to. One myrrh reason to. One more reason that I'm not ever asking or thinking. One more reason for everything that I'm seeking. One myrrh though. Never to say so. What goes to say so? That big cataclysmic everything that they say though. Catastrophe. Everything else happened. Passively. Passive aggressive. They asked everything latterly. Never they asked anything like that. But literally though, what if they had? Would I have gasped, sat back, and thought about the oxygen that I didn't allow to pass? I would have sat not as sad. I would have wondered for a small tick of the clock. Who's thinking about what not? And a great time, one myrrh. One myrrh for everybody who stood for it. One myrrh. I say no myrrh. I gave no any myrrh. The great old myrrh gave me even myrrh. The great old myrrh is who I call to. Great old merciful we call. Everything to whom is involved. O merciful, I have used your name in a way that living Muslims will not at all. How shall I call? I understand my call. This is why I do so in all. Small laughs are great laughs to those who get involved. Clear the mind and never to hold one myrrh. Everything in one myrrh. If it is, then it's one fur. Who am I to understand what love's fur? One myrrh. The great time. Oh, my great time. When I first met the great time, it was a great time. I was everywhere and everything else at the great time. Couldn't understand or remember everything at the great time. I was having such a great time. Flying off the great time. Going everywhere at the great time. I was shining in the great time. I didn't even know I was part of the great time. I was so afraid at the great time. I look so different at the great time. I don't want to look so different at the great time. I have to look different. It's a great time. Everybody's happy. It's a great time. Understanding the dynamic and dimensions fall. I was given a hat to wear and didn't know if I looked good visually at all. It was another call, great time, the great time, one myrrh. I wish I had one myrrh, now with a hat and one myrrh. What happened? What fur? A man learned how not to curse, use any bad words, and look what comes when he does go to church. It doesn't hurt to say I come first, and I move ahead of those who sit and wait and wallow, and don't move around because of sorrow, and don't cry tears in front of those who appear not to be their own peers, and it fears everything that doesn't hear, it ears, I hears that this here, one more, one myrrh, one the great time, the great time. I wore a hat and one myrrh. Everything was fine on fur. First of all, I was involved. Never to give category at all. Never to a given category at all. What a great time. Now the dreadlocks fall. Old black waterfall. From the skull of a darker, never so to say it all. It's a greater thing to be called such involved. What if a gorilla had the color of a gorilla's paw? Everything else, as the man says, not at all. Yeah, as clean as a gorilla's paw. Everything that he ever thought. He's as clean as a gorilla paw. Everything I never taught. Never to say what I've ever thought again, thinking again and never speaking again. Oh, what a great time. One murder. I had one murder. I thought again, thinking love and speaking again. Never to speak against love again, speaking like love never spoke again. Oh my, what is love again? The love would name everything that love could shame. Oh, a lovely name, one